Hello, everybody.
All right, we got Minerva from Equity Premier Real Estate in Chicago. We got Douglas Elliman in the house. North suburbs of Chicago, broker owner of my own. Awesome.
Thank you. And I invite you to also visit previous episodes on vht.com/learn. And you can see my fabulous interviews. Actually, Philip Parker, CEO of Elliman in Florida, he was my guest just a couple months ago. And I have a lot of really great interviews with people who share their experience and their positive directions, emotions, and everything they can talk about that you can learn from, it's there. So please go to vht.com/learn and choose either the interview or the previous episode. And actually, Alex and I, that is our third one, right?
Yeah, it's our third one.
That is our third one. And every time it's a different topic. And I'm sure it's not the last one, because what we are going to talk about is extremely important, and everything that has to do with social media is very important. The consistency, the brand, the reputation. So I think we can start right now, right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hello, everybody. And we are going to start our session on your reputation online. And I would like to start with the question, what's the majority of agents do to distribute the information about their reputation online and how they promote themselves?
So yeah, that's a perfect question to start with. So, I mean, Lucy, you've been doing a lot of stuff. You've been showing up online. You've been doing a lot of videos. I see you on LinkedIn. You're probably using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You're probably making a lot of connections on there. She's posting videos on YouTube. If you go check her out on Google, she's got a Google business page. So when realtors are looking at your digital presence, you're really looking at the whole thing. And where does the whole thing live? The whole thing really lives on Google. If you think about it, where do we go to do our research? Do you Google your customers? Of course, why not? It's right at your fingertips. It's right on your phone. I mean, I can Google anybody right now, like Patricia Clark, who's on this call, Rosemary Laffler. And if I Google you, I'm going to see your digital presence. I'm going to see your reputation online. Are you a social media influencer? Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have an Instagram? Do you have a Facebook? How many followers do you have? Do you have Google reviews? How do you show up online literally lives on Google, and it's available on all of our phones now. So it just became really easy. And I think when we all went through what we went through with COVID and everybody went to digital, it was like a big wake-up call, like, oh, wait a second, if they can't see me face to face, where are they going to see me? Well, they go on Google, and that's how they see you, and that's how they get to know you. And just interesting tidbit, I just got off a call with a Berkshire Hathaway manager who won a contest for the most recruiting for this past year. And what does she attribute it to? Her digital presence. She said agents were going online, looking her up, and because they saw solid presence, they were contacting her, and she recruited a ton of people. So it not only works for managers, it not only works for influencers like CEOs of real estate companies, but most importantly, it works for you, the agent. It's your opportunity to shine online.
I would like to add that also for referral purposes, your reputation online is so important. If someone is looking for an agent outside of their territory where they live right now, what are they going to do? They already know that they would like to move to, let's say, Fort Lauderdale in Florida, like I'm moving in a couple of weeks, and they want to see who they should work with. Where are they going to start if they're not in real estate business? They will look for your online reputation, and they will check you out, call you, see how you present yourself, how consistent you are with your marketing strategy, and how you represent your buyers and sellers. Online reputation is extremely important.
That's perfect. So I want to share my screen and kind of show you all what I'm talking about here and show you the importance of your digital reputation. So let me pop in here to this. And I'll also give you a little background about how I got in the business. So this is my mom. She's a retired realtor, and she got me in the business back in 1999. I was in college. I came home from college that summer and my mom grabbed me and she's like, you got to help me. She's like, I'm doing real estate to pay the mortgage for this big expensive house. And yeah, just I got taken back. Like my mom didn't just like get this house, right? I just got to tell the story of my mom because she's a true entrepreneur. She was born in Romania, and in 1968 she had to leave Romania because Romania was communist.
Because of us, because of Russians.
So she lost her house, and my grandfather got put in the prison system. They came to America with nothing. She started working in the factories in Queens. And then she saved up enough money to put a down payment on a property. She started renting out that property and she built up her rental business. And then she got into residential real estate and she was lucky enough to put a down payment on this house and she rented it out until she could afford it. So I come home from college in 1999, my mom's paying the mortgage, single mom, paying the mortgage for this big house. And now she's got to deal with the internet, right? She doesn't know computers. She hated doing school and she asked me for some help. So I started helping her, started helping her friends. And next thing I knew, I started doing websites and marketing for realtors. So that's how I've been in the business for like 21 years now. And what I see is that there's all this technology out there, but most realtors don't have the time or the know-how to leverage it because really they don't even want to. Like, who on this call really wants to know all the settings that go into Instagram or Facebook or YouTube? Right? You don't want to know that. You want to do the business of real estate. My mom wanted to help people from Europe move to America and get their first home. She could care less about Facebook, right? Like still to this day, she hates Facebook. But that's not the point. The point is you have to leverage all these tools and your whole digital presence lives on Google now. So whether you like Google or you don't like Facebook or you love Instagram or you hate Instagram, the truth is it's an essential part of your business. So you want to look at your digital presence because people are checking you out online. So for people on this call, like how would you grade your digital presence? Like if you could grade yourself on a 1 to 100, 100 being like, I'm the best online, I'm a social media influencer, or a 1 being I'm invisible online, what grade would you give yourself? Let's just take a moment and hear some of the people in the chat. Mary Lou says I'm a 10. Sally says I'm a 3. These are honest people. I like it. Starting with honesty right here. Lisa says a 3. Yeah, it's like it's a little bit of an awakening, right? Like you think about it.
-1. No, you can't be. Mike Montgomery is -1. Well, Mike, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Mary Lou says I hate Facebook. Right. It's like we have these feelings, we have these thoughts about all these profiles, but at the end of the day, there are realtors doing business on Google. There are realtors doing business on LinkedIn. There's realtors doing business on Facebook. So from a business standpoint, you wouldn't want to be a 3 in your business, right? Like if I graded you as far as stars, would you want to be 3 stars? No. So you have to look at your digital presence as part of your business now. And there's an opportunity for you to get all of this cleaned up and straightened out. And it's very easy. We do this for 3,500 different real estate agencies, companies, people. So we've done it even with Lucy, like we've optimized her digital presence and we've built digital business cards. So there's a solution to all this. The thing is you want to start owning it. You really want to think like, do I own it or am I a victim to Facebook or am I a victim to Zillow or am I a victim to all these sites? Or am I actually taking ownership of my digital presence?
I never thought about it being a victim. Well, I'm no longer a victim because now I'm working with you and you are helping me out, but I was a victim for so long.
Right. Yeah. And that's how we look at it. Like, I can't figure this stuff out. I can't figure out Facebook. I can't figure out Instagram. Why is my Google business not working well? But at the end of the day, like you can actually take ownership of it. And here's an example, like Nancy Batchelor. She's here in Miami, one of the top realtors at Berkshire Hathaway. This is her digital business card. She actually takes ownership of her digital presence. If you Google her, she's got 60 Google reviews. Now, 60 is a pretty good number, but I want you all to get that there's realtors out there that have 1,000.
Wow.
Like Lori Finkelstein in Florida has 1,000. Gary Ashton at Remax has 860, right? Like I check this stuff out to see who are the leaders in the industry. But the whole point is, if I Google you, Judy, Lynn, Mary Lou, Lisa Stern, Mike Montgomery, what am I going to see? Am I going to see a Google business page? Am I going to see 5-star reviews? The importance of your Google presence is, I mean, is of the utmost importance right now because people are Googling you all the time.
And speaking of Nancy, I actually had a pleasure to interview her.
Right.
And we had a great interview together. She is an amazing person, great realtor. She has great team. And the reason I'm saying that is because she's not all 100% involved in Facebook physically, but she has someone on her team who is doing something every single day. That's why she has an amazing presence.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what I see all the time. To me, there's 3 types of realtors. There's the veteran realtor that just does real estate the traditional way, like my mom, you know, like traditional real estate, doesn't really take advantage of all the technology, but says, you know what, I don't need that stuff. I'll just keep doing business the way I'm doing it. Then there's the techie that says, I'm going to go try to figure this stuff out, spends hours and hours trying to figure it all out.
Instead of selling the house.
Instead of selling houses, right? And then there's the business person. The business person actually gets it all done so that they can stay focused on the business or real estate and market themselves. You know, that's why you use companies like VHT and you don't do your own photography and video. That's why you use companies like Real Grader and you don't do your own optimization. There's a reason for these technology companies because that's what they focus on. Just like when I sell a home, and I made this mistake, you know, I'll be the first to admit, when I sold my home in Dix Hills, I went on Zillow and did the make me an offer thing. And somebody made me this amazing offer. And then I tried to negotiate the deal myself and I blew it. I'm talking about a couple $100,000 mistake because I tried to negotiate it myself. Looking back, why didn't I just use a realtor? Right? What kind of costly mistake was that for me? Huge for my whole family. Right? So, I mean, these are the kind of things you want to think about. And I know you wanted to ask me like some of the mistakes that realtors are making.
Absolutely. So the main mistakes that realtors are making when it comes to brand and reputation. And for me, that is very important because your return on investment, everything you're doing today will come back to you tomorrow. So your reputation is extremely important, and how you leverage your brand, or maybe your brand and your company brand together, that is very, very important. So what are the mistakes agents are making not to promote themselves properly?
Yeah, so we've actually graded over 17,000 agents using our software. We measure how you're doing online, we manage it, and we maximize it. The measure tool is totally free. So all of you can go to getyourfreegrade.com and you can request your free grade. And these are the most common mistakes that we see. Number one, inconsistent social media, lack of branding. Like the branding is just not there. We go on your realtor.com, it's the default image, no branding. We go on your Facebook, it's a picture of a kitchen. I go on your Google, it's a picture of a golf course, right? Like it's all these different images, not just one consistent image, not one consistent headshot, one consistent bio. Broken links. We see so many broken links, and it's unfortunate because you're literally losing the leads. I finally get to your Zillow and I click on the link to go to your website and it's a broken link. I finally get to your Facebook and I click on the link to go to your Instagram and it's a broken link. I go to your Google business page, I click to go to your website, broken link. Outdated information. You just came over from another company, you just got recruited, and all of your stuff is outdated. I just saw this happen in Long Island.
Every day. I see that every day. And then if I know the person, I usually either call them, text them, email them, and just like, hello, take care of it right away because it's not right. You are not even at that company anymore.
And sometimes the phone numbers are wrong and you miss the phone call. Inappropriate or negative content. Once you, like for all of you, just Google yourself and see what's out there and you'll see if you have negative reviews. You'll see if you have any reviews. Here's the biggest thing. Put yourself in your customer's shoes and go Google yourself like you're going to research you, the realtor. Should I list with you? So I Google you. And what shows up? Usually we see the realtor.com page is not filled in. The service areas are not filled in. We see the Facebook page doesn't have branding. The call to action, the actual button to contact you is going to like WhatsApp, right? Or it's going to like send a message or somewhere weird. You want to make sure it's all flowing back to you. You want to make sure it's all cross-connected. Missing profiles, the most common profiles we see missing, YouTube, which is crazy because Google owns YouTube. Duplicate profiles, 2 Facebook pages. Anybody have 2 Facebook pages or 2 LinkedIn profiles or 2 Zillow profiles? So your customers can't find you properly either. And then the data is not synchronized. Those are some of the biggest mistakes.
May I ask you a question? So if you decide that you should Google yourself immediately and you see negative reviews or something that you certainly feel it's not fair, how you deal with it and how fast you have to react?
Say it one more time, sorry.
I'll translate it from my
if you get negative reviews.
negative reviews. How you deal with it, how you fix it.
So you definitely don't want to get into a war. Don't go defending yourself because you think that person's wrong and all that. Don't do that whole back and forth publicly. It's another thing if you take it offline. You want to actually acknowledge their review, listen for what the feedback is, and think about it from the point of view of everybody's watching right now. How are you going to show up? Are you going to show up defending? Or are you going to show up saying, I acknowledge you, thanks for giving me the feedback. We're going to look into this. Your business is very important to me. I'd love to get on a call with you to understand some of the issues you are having, like that, not the other way around, right? And you do want to respond to it because an unresponded review looks like a bad mark.
Correct.
Right? Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to drain it out. Drain it out, meaning get a bunch of good reviews so that one review doesn't even matter. If it's the only bad review, of course it's going to matter. But if it's 1 out of 100 good ones, that's not going to matter because people are smart enough to know you had 99 good ones and 1 bad one. That's normal. Every hotel has that. Every restaurant has that. That's okay. That's actually feedback, right?
And I would like to also add to what you just had to say about consistency, like your LinkedIn, your Facebook, you always have to have the same image. Consistency is also what we are preaching. You need to make sure that everything you do with your marketing, it's professional, it's top notch. You invest your passion, you invest your mind, your talent in every single listing. So when you get the listing and you promise that you will be doing that, this, and the other, be consistent because you will be using that material for your next listing presentation, professional photography, and then whatever else your listing needs, like maybe the floor plan or the 3D or whatever you feel is necessary, but be consistent with your strategy and make sure 100% professional with everything you're doing.
Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but you can actually put your listings, your property photos on your Google business page.
And your videos.
And your videos. But that reflects your professionalism. And you'd be surprised, like a professional photo on your Google business page of listings is going to make your whole look and feel be solid. You know, professional video on your YouTube channel is going to make you look solid. Google owns YouTube, so those videos will start to show up. So that whole presence is important. So if you want to know what your grade is, you can go to getyourfreegrade.com. Somebody's asking me here in the questions, back when I did the Make Me Move offer on Zillow, was it full price? It was pretty close. But at the end of the day, I blew it. So
it's okay. We'll learn from our mistakes.
Here's the thing. And that's why I'll use a professional every time now. And I have ever since, because that's the name of the game. Like I'm not going to have costly mistakes. Why should I when I know there's professionals out there that can help me? So, and I'll give you one more example. My mom, right? My mom's a retired realtor. She sold the house, she moved to Florida, and she had this condo she wanted to sell in Miami. So she asks me, hey, Alex, who should I list the condo with? And I gave her the name of a realtor. Then she asked my brother, who should I list the condo with? He gave the name of a realtor. What did my mom and dad do? They Googled both realtors, and my dad did like this complete matrix analysis of which realtor was better based on the reviews. People do this stuff, right? And if you think about it, I want you to get how important Google is right now in the game. Google made $181 billion last year. Oh. They've invested $7 billion in real estate. They bought YouTube for $1.65 billion in 2006. YouTube now makes $15 billion a year. So the videos from YouTube are now showing on Google. Google has Google business pages. It's been around since 1998. It launched Google Business in 2014. So Google Business has been around for a while, yet 60% of realtors don't have a Google business page. If you look at the top portals in the country, Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, go look at their financial statements and see where they're spending their marketing dollars. Majority of it is on Google. So why are realtors not spending money on Google? Why are realtors not leveraging all the Google tools? It beats me, but I know the ones that are crushing it.
Mhm.
Realtors that have hundreds of reviews on Google, absolutely crushing it. They win every listing because all they got to say is Google me. They don't even need to say anything else. Just Google me. That's it. I'm done. Thank you. Here's the listing agreement. Yeah, Sally says they don't know. Exactly. So here's my questions for you. Do you have a Google business page? That's very important. Do you focus on Google reviews? Do you have a YouTube channel? And the last one is, are you on Google Local? And this isn't for everybody. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but I want you to get that Google is building a search directory for agents, and it's based on your online reputation. It's based on how many reviews you have, but 60% of agents aren't even there yet. Over here, this is Olga Zakinova's Google business page. I want you to see that you can add your properties here. Under products, you can add properties on Google Business now.
And Olga is doing videos with us. So basically 100% of her marketing material is with us. And ever since she started working with VHT, she totally converted her marketing strategy. She has videos on just about every listing. She has a lot of 3Ds. Even if that property she knows is going to be sold by noon tomorrow, she still invests in that strategy and she puts it on Google page because anyone can see it and can see the consistency, right?
Exactly. And if you look at her Google search results, it's not just this. Look what's in the center. You're always going to see Realtor.com. You're always going to see Zillow. You're always going to see Facebook. You're going to see Instagram. You're going to see LinkedIn. Those are the usual suspects. So it's your whole digital presence lives on Google. And this is where you can really leverage your brand. Now, what does it need to look like? It needs to look consistent. Like if I go from your Facebook to your Realtor.com, to your website, to your Instagram, to your Google business, everything should look the same, right? I mean, if we look at branding for VHT, or we look at branding for, Burger King, McDonald's, any major brand, it's going to be consistent. Same thing for every agent. That branding has to be consistent. Let's see what else here. Oh, digital credibility. So the reviews, how do you get more reviews? I want you all to understand that there's a couple ways that you can build your reputation online. Number one is to get more reviews on Google, which anybody can give you. It doesn't have to be a transaction. That's different than Zillow. Zillow, it had to be a buyer or a seller, or it had to be a seller really. On Realtor.com, it could be a buyer or a seller. And on Google, it can be anybody. So you can build reviews a lot faster on Google. The other thing is I want you to know you can copy your reviews from anywhere, from Zillow, from Google, from Facebook, and you can put them on Realtor.com in the recommendation section. That's going to leverage your reputation on Realtor.com. So here we are, leverage your reputation on Google, leverage your reputation on Realtor.com, get some reviews on Facebook, get some endorsements on LinkedIn, and no matter where they find you, they're going to say, oh, solid realtor. So diversified reviews creates a solid digital reputation.
Mm-hmm. What if someone has a testimonial or review via video?
That's amazing. I mean, A, if you put that on your YouTube channel, that can start showing up on a Google search. And B, video testimonials always speak, they speak it into action, right? It's more entertaining to watch a video testimonial. You can put that on your website. You can put that on your Zillow page. You can put that on your Facebook. You can repurpose that so many different ways. I mean, that's what, when I traveled and was going office to office, I got a video testimonial from pretty much every manager. And that was gold. I mean, people would watch those and they would believe that we were legit. And that's what you need when you're building a business, right? So, I mean, as you're building your business, if you start doing video testimonials, even better. Now that we're starting to get out a little more face-to-face, that's a great thing to do. And as if you're virtual, you can even just do it on Zoom like we're doing now.
So we have a couple of questions that came in from Jennifer. She would like to know how to set up a Google page and where's the best place to send clients who want to actually write a positive review.
Perfect. So a Google business page can be created for free by going to Google. If you just Google My Business. Of course, we help realtors with that. If you need help with that, we can help you. But you can do it for free by going to Google and putting in Google My Business. and it'll walk you through the steps. You'll go through about a 2-week verification process. Maybe they'll send you a postcard, maybe they'll send you a text message, but once you're verified, then you're set up. Once you're set up, then I just want to show you that.
I just want to mention something because I went through that. They do send you a card. Make sure you look out for it and make sure that, because it does look like a regular commercial or whatever, and then it gets thrown away. So make sure you look for the card from Google to confirm, because they will send you a code, and then that code goes into your business page, and that's how you activate it. I went through that because I threw away the card accidentally, and then it took me another month to get another code. So make sure you look for that.
And once you have it set up, if you don't have a simple tool, which I'll show you in a second, if you click on the map for your Google business page, not a lot of people know this, this is your Google business page for mobile, and this share icon here gives you the link. You can't see it right now, but it gives you the link directly to your Google business page. So you're actually sharing your Google business page to somebody so that they can review you. Now, one of the things we do, and I can provide this for free for 30 days to anybody on this call, we build a digital business card that you can text message to anybody, and this helps you get more reviews. So this is Lucy's digital card, and she texts this to anybody that she meets instead of having a paper card. It connects to all her social media. She can download, people can download her information to their contacts. She's got this whole navigation, and she's got the review me section, where if she text message this to somebody, she can get a review on Google. And this is how Lucy's starting to get more and more reviews on Google.
And I can tell you that card was so impressive. So I'm doing a lot of interviews of office managers, of CEOs. And when I share that card, it's so professional and impressive. I'm very happy. I actually asked Alex to create some for our sales team, because especially in today's environment, so much is online and you don't really see people, and you don't even want to give the cards away. I've been in Florida for a few days now, and I am giving my card, and no one has a card to give me back because no one is ordering cards anymore. So that is the best way to exchange your information. I really like that.
Right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you all the opportunity to scan. Here we go. You can scan this and get Lucy's card.
Oh, thank you.
Cool? So there's a QR code, just like now we go to restaurants and we scan a QR code to get the menu. These digital cards have a QR code, so you can scan and get the digital card. So like how this would work is I would take my phone and I would take a picture of this QR code, and suddenly her card loads on my phone, and boom, now I have her card on my phone. It's that quick.
And what's great is that immediately, for example, I did with Steve Lawrence, we did the interview, and he got my card right away while I was still there. We connected on Facebook and LinkedIn. It was wonderful. So it's just like, you are building your relationship right there. Plus it's professional and it's consistent with your image.
And this is really leveraging your digital reputation and your presence, right? Once you have your digital reputation set and people can go Google you, sending your digital card with links to all of your stuff, meaning to your Facebook, to your Instagram, to your Google business reviews, to your website, just texting them that makes you look like this amazing tech savvy agent, right? Like my mom, who knows nothing about technology, could text message this card and she would look like a tech savvy pro, right? Or she could say, hey, scan this QR code, and now she looks tech savvy and people get her information instantly. So this is really ties it all together for everybody pretty well. And this is something that's available for free for 30 days. And if you want it, it's getinstacard.com.
One more question back to the Google business pages. Can people set up one for their team, or is it better to do just individually?
So yeah, absolutely. We've set them up for both teams and individuals. The thing with the team is you have to be careful what you call the page. So if your team is like, I don't know, the home run team, that's not going to be enough because nobody's going to know to Google that. You would have to say the home run team, space dash space, the name of the two players on the team, the two realtors on the team. If you have a larger team, I would recommend that you not only have the team page, but also each individual agent has their own Google business page. You have to think
That
they're
makes
going to Google
sense.
you, not your team, because they don't know your team until they meet you.
Why don't someone put it in a chat, their team name and their personal name, and let's see what we can come up with. You and I, we did that once on the presentation, and it was amazing what ideas we were sharing with that team.
Yeah,
It was in
anybody
Minnesota.
can do that.
Mhm. Yeah, so
I also
please,
see a question here. Can we copy reviews from Zillow and add it to Google reviews? So there's no perfect solution for this yet. The closest thing right now is there's a solution called ratemyagent.com that will copy the reviews from Zillow and it'll ask you to re-request it through Google. That's one service that's out there. And another thing you can do is you can copy the Zillow reviews and put them into realtor.com yourself for free. That's another way to do it for realtor.com. But there is nothing that lets you just copy and paste right to Google. They're careful about that. But the nice thing is anybody can do it on Google.
oh, so we have a team, Gottlieb team, or June Gottlieb. Where are you from, June? Let us know, just curious.
Yeah, I mean, the perfect thing for the Gottlieb team, I would do Gottlieb team space June Gottlieb and whoever your other team member is.
You want to Google her?
I don't know if we have time.
Oh, okay.
We're tight on time here.
Oh, we're tight.
Yeah, we are gonna, we do have to wrap up here quickly. If anybody else has a couple more questions, we can get to them. One thing I've seen a couple people ask is how they can get in touch with you, Alex.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ryan Serhan.
I'm not Ryan Serhan, but he is our client. How can you get in touch with us? You can email us at hello@realgrader.com. You can also go to our website, realgrader.com.
Oh, talk about your academy.
And we have a education academy, realgraderuniversity.com. The easiest way is just to send us an email, like hello@realgrader.com. Ask us a question if you want to work with us. What we do, just to give you an overview, we basically build digital cards, we optimize your digital presence, and then we can even grow it, like grow your Instagram, make you an influencer, get you organic reach, whatever the case.
Awesome. Cool. And with that, I think we need to wrap up here. So I just want to thank you so much. This was super enlightening, and thank you for sharing all of these good tips and advice. We told you how you can reach him. So let's go to the next slide and talk about our next show really quickly. On July 14th, we'll be speaking with Managing Director of Realogy, Stephanie Anton, about personal branding and the science behind it. She's a great speaker. You won't want to miss that. And then I also just want to take a minute before we end to announce our 5 winners of the free lunch. It's a $25 DoorDash gift card. So let me pull up those names quickly here. We have Judy Lyons, Jennifer Vandecleft, Caroline Carrera, Rosemary Laffler, Mary Lou Max, and that is it. So congrats to you guys. Look out for a DoorDash email in your inbox coming soon, today or tomorrow. And with that, we say goodbye and we say happy birthday to Lucy.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I love my birthday, so that's a great present to have lunch with Lucy and to have all of you as my guests and to be at Alex's office and do it in person. I mean, what else you can wish for? Maybe a few $1 million. That's about
We'll
it.
take it.
Thank you. And please go to bht.com/learn and watch. We have 2 previous sessions with Alex, and they're completely different. So every one of them is different. So please visit us. Have a great day, and we will see you on July 14th.
Nice
Cheers.
to meet you all.
Bye.
Cheers.